can I help you? Hi, I haven't been much active on the forum lately and I would like to answer any kind of question. I'll do my best to answer them all with the knowledge or experience I have. Feel free to fire up. Cheers. First up, get to avatar for the new site. Or you look like a noob. FYI, I have worked with Lavadieu, and he is a very helpful guy, and knows his shit. PS. What kind of questions would you say you can specialize in? Because you probably can't help me with a collateralized debt obligation, second tier slice, asset valuation much. Z. I surely can. Let me do Google or YouTube it for the next 30 minutes. P.S. I can answer anything or almost about traffic, affiliate marketing, where to start, scaling your business, etc. Here is how you can be helpful. Write an article and post it. People aren't going to play a guessing game with you. You have some rep speed, so you have obviously posted some content, but if people don't know you, they will have no idea what to ask. I don't know you, so I'm tempted to be a smartass and ask things like, how can I help my 6-year-old stop throwing a fit? How can I find better airline rates when flying out of Montana? How can I train my dog to return to me when I call him, but he is more interested in chasing a squirrel? How can I get my teenagers to ski instead of snowboard? How can I get my ex-mother-in-law to like me? Cheers. I understand your point of view, but it's obviously an entrepreneur or biz forum. I just thought it was logic enough that the question had to be related to a problem they have getting started or scaling their business, since the forum is all about it. Okay. Let me be a little less smart-ass-like. While still being a smart-ass, how can I start buying apartment buildings? Should I start investing in tax liens? What product should I sell on Amazon? How do you manage self-storage properties? How do you publish an ebook? How can I do a better job getting repeat customers at my restaurant? The point remains. I applaud you for wanting to give. Awesome. The way to give is to write an article and post it, or to start a project and share or track it here. Don't make people guess about your specific area of experience and knowledge. Yes, I get it now. There is some question that I might not be able to answer. Thanks for making this thread. I guess I'll be the first one to take advantage. Not sure if you've seen my progress thread on the inside, but I've been working on a new website for the past 2 weeks and I'm seriously having trouble getting sales. I don't know how much experience you've had with e-commerce, but maybe you can help me identify why no one is buying. I don't want Google indexing this, so I'm putting a space in my link, but I would really appreciate if you could take a look at my site and tell me if you see any flaws. I know that on the product page the poster image is being cut off a little. I'm working on fixing it. So far I've had just over 100 visits, all from social media, and it should be pretty targeted, but none have converted. A few people go to the cart page and then I seem to lose them. My current theories: 1. Not enough payment methods. 2. High shipping cost. I've been advertising the site for less than a week, but I feel like I should have made a sale by now. I'll be trying paid advertising soon, but it'll be really nice to fix any potential flaws before I start spending money. I know it's not much data to work with, but I'd really like to hear your opinion. Thanks again for doing this. I clicked on Lenin poster and did not see categories. I thought all that was available was on home page until I looked at other posters. I would make the categories easier to find. I see many flags and there are many factors to improve. Let's start with the website. To be honest, when we land there, unless you qualify on the ads, I couldn't guess that you were selling posters with a first quick impression. I would try to make it more obvious. Example, you sell them for $11.99. I would write $25 and scratch it with a logo discounted at $11.99 and put it close to each poster. Second, have you made any research about this market? If yes, then what the competition is doing and how their website look like? Third thing, your traffic. Where was your traffic coming from? I would start with Facebook and I would target John Lennon fans and I would use a newsfeed ads to promote the poster and I would send them directly to the John Lennon poster. Spend $50, $100, see if it convert. If not, your shipping might really be too high. $10 is expensive for a poster IMO. If you have a few sales after spending $50, $100, I would focus on optimizing, testing some variable on the website. Price, design of poster, deals, adding plus value, etc. You could also add some scarcity, example, 2 left out of 100. You could add testimonials. Since it's a low entry product, I would try to add upsell because with paid traffic, unless you get known, it might be hard to profit on the front end without any back end if you sell them at $11 in average. Maybe I'm wrong here because I never tested this market. Here is what I would do. Start by focusing on micro niche inside the rock poster niche. Example, John Lennon poster only to start. Get a few different design or style, target John Lennon fans and send them to your website. Try to see how the huge player in this niche place their product and how their website look like. They probably optimized it a lot already and they might have spent a lot of cash on it. Do something similar with your website. After that, send some really targeted traffic and qualify them from the ads with a call to action that look like. Click here to buy this poster for $11.99. See if you have some sale and take a decision from that point. You could also capture the email of the people that land on your site to monetize these people through emails with deals or new poster. I know you don't want to spend a bunch of dollars into advertising, but that's the fastest way to test your ideal site and then you can optimize from this. If you are scared to lose money, well, you will never make any. See it as a test or experiment, then you can play with it and analyze what's wrong. Now go do what I said, put a $25 daily budget, let it run for 3 days. Come back here with the result and your ads, etc. And let's analyze it together. P.S. I looked at, they advertise on Google, so that mean they make dollar and they look big if we look at their inventory. I'm also guessing that people would buy more than one at the time. And if they add one to the cart, why not make something pop banner and say something like, hey, if you pick up another poster we'll give you a third one for free. I imagine your margin are super high from these products, so try to squeeze as much money as you can per transaction so your advertising cost doesn't kill you. Also do remember that the experience with your customers never end after the first transaction. Here is something else you could add or play with. Example, for every customer that buy you could print out a nice sheet that says something more beautiful than this but something that mean this. Hey name, we would like to thank you for buying with us. I hope you like your new poster. Blah blah blah, and then inside the text you could add a promotion saying, "Seen you are a new customer and we really want to make you happy and enjoy your experience with us. We could like to offer you a 50% discount for the next 48 hours on any poster you would like. Just use the code XYZ. This is a quick idea to pull in more sale and make your company look cool by thanking your customer and giving them a super nice deal." Wow. Thanks for the super detailed post. I really appreciate all the effort and time you put into this. You have no idea how much time this could save me. Who knows when I would have figured all this out. Good point. I'm going to change the banner at the top really soon to better hint at what my site is about. Probably tomorrow, but now I have a huge list of things to do. Good idea, I'll do that first thing tomorrow. It shouldn't take much time at all. The competition seems really old. This industry is pretty old and I don't think a lot of people are even thinking about selling posters, so lots of the competition has outdated sites and seems to heavily rely on eBay or Amazon. My traffic was coming from a Facebook group dedicated to a certain band, and that got 50 clicks with no conversions, as well as Reddit, where the traffic was less targeted. I posted a coupon in the coupons section. I'm worried because the Facebook traffic didn't result in any sales and seemed pretty targeted. The posts literally told people to go to my site to buy a specific poster and linked right to the poster. I saw a few people go to the cart page and then drop, which is why I suspect something there turned them off. I'm going to do this soon, but probably with a different artist that I have a better selection of posters for. Good idea, I'll do that too. I was planning on doing this, but it's going to take a very long time if I do it manually, considering the amount of posters I have on the site. I'll do it for the posters that I'm advertising though. Oh my god, I feel so dumb. I just realized that literally every time I go on the biggest player's site they have an excuse to have a sale, and I'm like 90% sure it's always 75% off on everything. It could just be a coincidence because I've only started this during the holiday season, but I think it's not. Good idea, I'll add this very soon. Honestly, it's not that I don't want to spend a lot of money on advertising, I really want to, but I don't have money. I'm on a really limited budget, but I will be spending till 75% of all my money on advertising soon. I'll set up the ads tomorrow, gonna go to sleep as soon as I'm done posting this. I'll be back in 3 days with my results. They are the biggest in the poster industry as far as I can tell. They are definitely killing it. You don't get to over 500,000 posters easily. I just noticed that as soon as I go on their site, the first thing I see is an email opt-in and the second is the 75% off sale. Right now my shipping is flat rate $10 no matter how many posters you add. I should probably let people know that. It might make the shipping seem a little better. I had already planned on this and will definitely be doing it. Thanks again for all your help, I really appreciate it. Expect to see me back in 3 days with some results. It was actually a huge challenge trying to figure out how to display all the categories because I have so many. If you hover on shop at the top, a drop-down appears with all the categories and most of the posters lead to a category. Since the Lenin one only had one poster, I had it lead right to that poster. I'll see if I can figure out a better way to display the categories on the home page. Until you become big, I really recommend you to be very narrow with your targeting. I mean 50 clicks is really nothing, and then maybe you don't accept enough payment method. What do you accept? You might want to lower your shipping cost and see. Also later on, I would use retargeting for every people that landed on your shopping cart and didn't buy. Let me know how your first test goes. I'd really like to hear some of your stuff. I've seen a few of your posts and they have a nice outlook. Could you give me a brief outline of what your outlook on things is, what you feel is important to emphasize, what are your core competencies, and some generally helpful clues as to what kind of untold wisdom you have to share? For me, I'm very much into mindsets and I am trying to expel imbalance from my perspectives. I am confident in my competencies, but I am not sure I have all the competencies I will need to adapt to unforeseen events that are sure to come up in my life of biz. I think I have enough, but I have no way to tell. So yeah, I am at that level, where I have pretty convoluted outlooks. I need clarity and perspective wherever I can get it. So yeah, I'd like to hear what you have to share. You sound quite clearly past that yourself. Leaves a guy to wonder, what did you do? What were the major things that contribute to your growth? What is now important to you that wasn't before? I would work on communication or marketing or sale. I think in my perspective these are the 3 main skills that you need to work on. Unless you have very obvious strength in other skill set that are related to business. At this point, I would focus on those strengths and I would hire or partner with people who has the communication or marketing or sales strength. You will realize with time that if you want to make more money you need to focus on increasing your communication confidence mindset emotion control. Someone who is super confidence, who is not afraid of failing, who can control his emotion fear mainly and who can communicate really well are usually super successful. You can improve these areas by reading, watching video, meditation, taking action, and to be honest it all come down to getting out of your comfort zone, deeply inside of you. You know what you have to do to be successful and everybody do, but getting out of your comfort zone bring in fear, failure, and as a human being nobody really like to be in this situation. If I was you, I would just do whatever I wanna do period. One day or another you will be successful if you keep pushing and learning from your mistake. IGTG, but you can write any other questions. I'll answer them when I'm back. Thanks in advance for taking time to help me out. I'm kind of stuck here. I have got some specific questions about the niche I am pursuing. I have been working on a website that sells lights for outdoor sports for a while now. I have received samples and the quality is okay. I have encountered a couple of problems though. One, it is very difficult to buy my brand lights in China. The of some batteries is to say the least. Is this a red flag? High returns? 3. Because of the 45% tax in my country, I estimated that I would have to sell close to 100 lights average to match my current daytime income. Does this seem as unrealistic to you as it does to me? 4. People sell equivalent lights unbranded on eBay and Amazon for about the amount that I buy them. So for about half the price that I would sell them. My market would be, shipping plus customs would be too high to target America. Thanks a lot if you want to take time to answer these questions. Not sure if I have to ditch this or keep on working. My side hobby or passion happens to be training dogs at sports competition level. I could very easily show you how to get your dog to return to you like a speeding bullet when you call him or her, no matter what the level of distraction, be it squirrels, cats, dogs, kids, food or anything else for that matter. OMG. PM me your solution. I will totally send you a Starbucks gift card, or take you to dinner at BP. Are you going to BP? Or, what do you want? Article? List? How to? I will send you a Starbucks card as well. Z. LOL. Thanks, but I don't want anything in return. I love working with dogs in general, and if my tips can help keep them out of harm's way, then that's my reward. I don't have any articles or how-tos, I'm afraid. If I wrote something on the subject of recalling, it might be as thick as a dictionary. I'd be more than happy to speak with you though to explain everything. The Squirrel Chaser. And while we are at it, he just plain has bad manners. Paws at people to be pet. Licks. GRR. Can you help with that too? Seriously. Do you like Starbucks? Haha, yes I do like Starbucks. But to tell you the truth, I've never helped anyone with their dogs through forum posts, so I'm not sure how effective I'll be at delivering the goods this way. LOL, and yes, I can help fix all of the above. Moland, I think you have a pretty large business opportunity. You just had 2 people freak out about obtaining the knowledge you have. You might want to put together a YouTube video of dogs running at you and a simple website. I'll help if you want. Thanks, Throttle Forward. I appreciate you wanting to help. I might do something like that in the future, but at the moment I'm putting all my energy into my current project, which is unrelated to dog training. The main issue I have at the moment is not being able to raise awareness about my site or info product quick enough. I'm considering options like ClickBank, etc. Do you have any experience with that? Sorry, I just have experience in running AdWords and Facebook ads, plus posting on forums specific to my industry. What is your current concept and how have you validated it? Lava Dieu, if you were to create a brand new, start from scratch e-commerce website, also selling your products on Amazon, eBay, etc., what solutions would you use for getting the site up? Would you get hosting or domain package and put WordPress on it? Would you go the big commerce or commerce route? Or would you simply outsource the entire thing via Elance? Thanks for posting this thread, should turn out to be a good one. Gravy. Golden advice and so simple. Not being afraid of failure, having the confidence to go outside your comfort zone, controlling fears and emotion, and communicating really well. How do you do all that with such a great attitude? I seem to have a heat or scornfulness tied in with my attempts to do all that rolls eyes at self. You can be upfront if it's something I won't like and I can't figure out why yet. Why would you focus on a market you aren't sure about the size? I would personally focus in a market that I have some kind of knowledge to start off, because otherwise it might be harder for you to go through the process, especially if the quality or price or market aren't very good for you. I'm not saying it's a bad market, but I know nothing about it, so it's hard for me to guide you and give you advice on what's next. I would first start off by testing the market or idea before you invest big money into it. What are you looking to sell? I'm far from a pro in terms of e-commerce, but I could help you with marketing. To be honest, there is no secret sauce. Even myself, I have to improve these area, and we all do, but it's all about getting out of your comfort zone. The more often you get out of it, the easier then become. Example, when I was single, I was going out in club and I wanted to talk or date girls, but I was so freaking shy, so I started reading books about it, which didn't chance anything because I didn't have the balls to go hit or talk with a random girl. So I figure out that I should start with very small things like asking random question to girls that walk by me in real life. Then I would slowly increase the level of difficulty until I had to hit a girl in a bar. I remember how I did it for the first time. I gave $100 to my friend in a club and I told him, you will keep that money unless I go talk to 4 random girls. So each time I would go talk to a random girl, he would give me $25 back, and trust me, I failed hard, but with time your ego go away and you build confidence, and with time I realized that I had to go through that process that was scaring me as shit to become confident with women. That's the same thing for every other aspect of life. If you don't go out there because you see other people that are better than you or bigger than you, well, you will never grow, learn and become better. Everybody fail in life, and it's actually a good thing because you learn so much out of it. There is a quote that says if you want to be successful quickly, you have to fail twice as fast. Your ego scare the shit out of you because we let external things control ourselves. People thoughts and judgments, if you take a minute to think about it. People thoughts are only thoughts, nothing else, and yet most people let these thoughts control their whole life. So if I have something to tell you, and this will be the best tip I can give you, go do whatever you want and dedicate yourself to do it until you succeed no matter what, and trust me, you will be successful in what you do. You will have to go through sad moment, but when this is going to happen, just remember it's part of the game and smile at it. I've been thinking about what you said because I do want to be relevant with how I take your advice. It's good advice and comes from a good place, so it would be terrible to waste it. I put aside a whole day to think about it, no half measures. I must have thought on this from 50 different angles. And all that time thinking on it has allowed me to process what you mean a lot better. I usually spend each day on one thing. It is just interesting that the idea had enough value to merit that attention. Like I said, it is golden even though so simple. I think that I lack a way to form a connection with what I am doing. That attitude might be something like being more willing to do things because I see value in it, value that is perhaps external to that individual result. For example, let's say I'm selling 50 pairs of shoes, and I say I hate it when my shoe breaks. I have to go through that whole process of getting a new shoe and I procrastinate. In this scenario, I'm creating a context of empathy with the client, not just to sell but to sell myself, even though I have 50 pairs of shoes to sell, externalizing the value from selling one shoe to one customer. Now let's say the guy talks to a girl, and he says I hate it when I have no one to talk to at these things. I get bored and just end up staring at other people having boring conversations, with no empathy other than to get her number or attention. That is not good, right? But if he says to himself, whoa, She has no one to talk to, she is staring at the wall like I do. How can I change this? His heart gets behind it, right? Because he externalizes the value. The way I see it, I have self-imposed boundaries so that when I overcome them it's genuine. No one can tell how well you will perform when you do get up because that is always surprising, but what they can do is create a lot of resistance and put a lot of pressure on the moment you do get up and try something. If a person is to show what they have got under the surface, I think that the connection or drive they feel needs to be significant enough to motivate them to use all their energy, control their nerves, and carry themselves with confidence, right? I say all this because I think you are saying that I should trust myself more. And as long as it is warranted, then I shouldn't worry because I'm not doing anything too weird, I am just doing what everyone has to do at some point. I need to change how I see action and why it is warranted. If I'm not too far from your meaning or point, maybe you could give me a few tips on how you make your approach to business more trustworthy or reliable so that I worry less about making mistakes when I try? From what I've read, your ego and fear is controlling you a lot, which mean you either don't have any confidence or you still have the choice or you aren't in a too bad situation. When I first started, it wasn't because I built confidence. It's because I had no choice to change my situation. Zen could approve this. Dalify misspelled his username. So here my guess is that your problem is all about your confidence level and the way you perceive things. If you go through failure and you see it as a result of taking action, and instead of telling yourself I suck, you tell yourself today, I'm a better businessman because I learned that, I shouldn't be doing this because it's not working. If you keep taking action and you fail 567 times, for example, don't you think you will be closer to be successful, making millions? It's a journey. You have to believe that you can make it happen, but you should be aware that it takes time to achieve it. The more you learn and the more you apply what you learn, the faster it will happen. There is other factor, but these are the main one. Now let me ask you a question. What do you fear from making mistake? As you stated, testing. So it's been 3 days of Facebook ads and I made my first sale. 2 actually, but overall I'm down $40. I ran the ads for $20 a day and made it super targeted. I targeted people that liked a specific concert tour and had the picture of my ad set to a picture of a poster for that tour. The first day I ran the ad I got my first purchase. The guy ordered 2 posters and I felt really confident. The second day wasn't nearly as good though, I made no sales. Today, third day, in an effort to make my ad more targeted, I changed up the demographics a bit. Originally I had it set to males and females ages 19 plus in Canada that liked that album. I noticed that out of all the people that liked my ad, a huge majority were older males, so I changed my demographics to males ages 30 plus that liked the album in Canada and US. I'm not sure if today's sale was a result of me changing the demographics a bit or not, but even if it was, I still didn't make enough to break even. I added a lot of the changes that you mentioned to the site before running the ads, and I'm not really sure what else could be changed. I set up a conversion pixel on my checkout page and saw 6 people go there, and I'm not sure why so many dropped. Is it usual for like 66% of people to drop out at the checkout page, or does this prove my hypothesis that there is something wrong? There may be too high shipping or not enough payment methods. I currently have 2 payment methods, PayPal and Bitcoin, but I'm under the impression that people can use their credit cards with PayPal. I could also try changing up the text for the ad, but I don't know how much that would help. I'd love to hear your opinion. If you need any other information, just ask. Thanks. Edit, just got another order, but it's going into the 4th day's budget. Oven, it's definitely the shipping. People expect free shipping. Think about pricing it with shipping included and they get discount for more than one item. Thanks for doing this. I feel like I'm kind of losing my momentum. I've consumed as many info as I can about entrepreneurship or startup biz, read books, podcast, insiders subs, etc. But I have take zero action. I know. My bad. Simple because 1, I'm stuck. Or the myth that I need an idea to start a biz, although I can't find a pain or a need. 2, I'm overwhelmed. Or so many questions every time an idea cross my mind that I find myself paralyzed by analysis and don't know where to start. Any tips or advice? I know this kind of feeling, trust me. The best thing to do is forget about failure or the idea, just write down what you are going to do and do it. Take massive action without thinking about what if X, what if Y. Let me know what you want to do and we will follow up together. Also PM, I could personally help you. Cheers. Look, listen here, even if you failed you should be very proud of yourself because you just did what 99% of the people don't and won't do. You took action from what I told you and you didn't even wait for it. See it like this, okay? Here is the bad news, you lost money. Here is the good news. You moved one step forwards. First time you didn't make sale, you have a new customer, you have new knowledge, experience, data. You know a lot of people are leaving your checkout page, which mean your conversion rate on that page need to be improved. Many other things. There are still millions of things you can do to improve this, and I don't want to give them all right away because otherwise you would be overwhelmed. Also, you will learn with marketing you got to test one variable at a time and isolate each of them if you want to test multiple at the time. This is very important. Here is some basic stuff you could start playing with. Targeting your ads was far from good but also far from bad. What was your center or CPC, your sale funnel? I know it suck. There is many other thing to add or change, but here what I would do. Give me your stats in terms of traffic or center or CPC or sales or spent. I'll give you some next step. Cheers, good job. Also, shipping or payment method will make a super huge difference in your sale. Look, you know that your first customer bought 2 of them, so even if your shipping is low with a great sale funnel, your customer will buy more than 1. But with this shipping cost, you scare the shit out of them. There are many people here that can help us with shipping. Dale, Zen surely can help. Hey man, what's up? I have a website called. This is where people buy and sell shoes locally. A Craigslist for sneakers type of deal. Anyway, I know it can be successful, but I need help. I have been posting ads on the website by myself for about a month. I pull the ads from Craigslist. But I need more ads and more people to build social proof, and that is the part I am struggling at. I have about 200 page views a day, but I've only really advertised in my city. Currently the traffic is derived from blogging, social media, and posting in Facebook buy and sell sneakers groups. I don't have the time to post many ads, so I want to build the presence in my county and then expand. All in all, I just need help building social proof. I'm not sure to understand your model. Do you own the shoes, or people pay to advertise their shoes on your site? They don't pay. It's all done locally. The user chooses their state and they can post ads. Other people see the ad and other local people email or phone them to get a deal. Then they locally meet up like Craigslist. I don't own any of the shoes. P.S. If you don't know the sneaker market, here is a video by ABC News. Lavadieu. Thank you in advance for starting this thread and offering your insight. My website is, it's a blog that details my attempt to make $1 million in the calendar year 2014 starting from $0, where my readers can learn from my mistakes and triumphs and follow my progress. My personal goal with the site isn't e-commerce sales or anything, it's simply to provide valuable and/or interesting business content and build a readership or social media following. Having that platform will open doors for me, for example polling the market about my ideas, sponsored book reviews, and just getting the word out about any business ideas I do go through with. Do you have any advice for SEO for my site, and how to build a readership or SM following? It's like dancing kinda, where you dance in your own bubble kicking your partner's knees until you know how to lead her, then you kind open up. I probably fear other people trying to dominate me with pointless, small-minded stuff, or maybe I wanna find a way to better communicate what I'm aiming for, getting micromanaged rather than dealt with independently. I am trying to isolate and separate individual parts better and coordinate them. Mistakes lead to a restrictive launch, and I want my launches as open as possible. I figure it is stuff without a secret sauce, but I always try to find tips for how to face it with a better outlook. Like, what if I fear that someone is going to really dig into a point that isn't as credible or understood as the rest? If they get stuck on that point, and I lose their attention to the main benefits of the products and services, I fear it getting dragged out and becoming a burden, and I want to be much cleaner and streamlined than that. Get my plans mobile and on their toes, rather than snapping back to bad habits and a bad marking position. Why would I or anyone ask you anything versus the magic 8-ball? You have 5 followers on Twitter. If you can't market yourself, how can I trust you to market my company? P.S. Your shirt is missing a button. Free help as well. I'm not mad at your attempt to cut down my efforts, but consider the possibility that I have a lot of business expertise to offer, that there is value in both my failures and successes, that I never said that I was a marketing company, just that I might do book reviews once the viewership builds, that I've never done the blog route before, and that SEO has recently changed after another Google algo update. Can't a guy ask an expert, who openly said he was great at SEO or internet marketing and willing to offer advice to others in this community who weren't, for advice? Your blog is basically a big progress thread. To get followers you have to show some great progress. Start making some dollar and show your readers how you did it. Sorry, I definitely came off harsh and I apologize, but the whole point is, you're offering to help me but you won't give me a clue who you are, or past campaigners or anything that might give me a hint on where I can get the most value from you and know that it's from a credible source. Yes, that is the concept. I am working on my projects, but I'd like to be working on SEO for my site at the same time, since I know that takes time to take effect. Good point. I will include a blog post and an about section that shares some of my background, credentials, and why I'm a good person to be watching. I strongly believe that my having $0 is a result of misguided efforts and attempts to start businesses containing fatal flaws due to lack of wisdom only comes with time or experience, rather than from lack of intelligence or capability. High school valedictorian, double business major from top 10 university, etc. I've learned from years of personal experiences and think this is the year it all comes together. When I couldn't afford Christmas presents for my family this Christmas, I finally told myself that I had to give it everything I have in a concerted effort. I've always wanted to give others much more than I've been able, and if I hit my goal, a big chunk of it is earmarked for charity. I want to do everything I can to improve my chances at success, and that includes building an audience. How can I raise my standards and keep them consistently high as possible? Mainly in terms of income generation. In other words, how do you stay hungry? Very hungry. Hi Lavadieu, in answer to your original post, yes, you can help me, and I think I need lots of help. Here is my situation. I have written a book and it has been selling okay in the 8 months I've had it on the market. Nothing spectacular, but steadily increasing and worldwide so far. I need to market this thing so that I can get it in front of more people's eyes. It seems that 1 in 10 people purchase it who view the Amazon page from what I can tell. I think that is pretty decent, and I have some killer reviews on the Amazon page also. What do I need to do to make this happen? Google AdWords? Facebook ads? I really don't know which way to go with this. Could you look at my site to give me some ideas on what I ought to do to make it more effective? It is very plain right now, slightly unrelated. How would I go about learning these kinds of marketing skills that you possess? As a total newbie here, thank you ahead of time. This is a great thing that you are offering to do here. Hey, sorry for responding a bit late. Here are my stats from Facebook. I've paused the campaign after 4 days, $20 a day since I was losing money. Today I started a new campaign, but I'm trying CPM instead of CPC to see if it works better. I've changed up my site a bit, added a few more reviews. I took them off my supplier's eBay page so it's a bit more ethical, but I'd rather stay away from doing much more of that. I changed my prices, so instead of posters being $11.99 with $10 shipping, they are now $16.99 with $5 shipping and free shipping when you buy 2 or more posters. I think this will encourage people to buy multiple posters at once, and free shipping sounds good. I'm dropshipping the posters, so not sure if anyone is able to help me, since it will have to be done through my supplier. I emailed my supplier though and asked him if it's possible at all to improve the shipping price and if he's experimented with including some of the shipping cost in the products he sells on eBay mostly, and he told me he's been shipping since 1999 and this is the best price he could get, and he actually loses money a lot of the time when shipping worldwide. He also told me the big bargain I should be advertising is the 1 shipping fee for unlimited amount of posters, but I think shipping 3 on 2 or more posters sounds better. According to him, eBay sales at this time of the year are dead as well, and I just need to wait it out. February should be better. He also mentioned that the site might take a bit of time to catch on and to be patient. Thanks for helping. I'm looking forward to your response. I love this post. Super insightful. Okay, how to get free backlinks to a new freelancing website without spending a penny. Thanks. I know nothing about SEO, to be honest. Good content and value will get you known. Find a blog expert and try to see how he do. It's something you have to create. It's not easy, but you have to talk to yourself and push yourself to the next limit. We all know what we should be doing, but yet we don't do it. When you see that pattern, be aware of it and don't let yourself be lazy. Your cost per click is way too high, you need better ads. Lavadieu. It's really cool that you keep this thread going and answering questions. I have a slightly different website question. My site is: I am a real estate investor in the Twin Cities TC of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. It's getting harder and harder to find good properties to flip or cash flow well. So I am resorting to becoming a. Basically I am trying to market to people who need to sell their house, not want to, but need to. Divorces, probates, absentee owners, etc. And either buy the place myself or flip it to some other investor. I want to attract these motivated sellers to my website and was wondering if you might have some ways to make them. 1. Find the site. 2. Feel like they can trust me to buy their house. I try to treat people well and find a solution that works for everyone. 3. Interested in possibly adding any kind of affiliate sales like for credit repair, eviction services for bad landlords, etc. This is not that big a deal if I can achieve the first 2. Any other ideas you might have would be greatly appreciated. I think Taffy is right on this. You'll need to make serious headway in earnings to gain readership. You might consider putting a large revenue or profit counter on your home page. Maybe even a subscriber counter as well. As these numbers grow, they'll establish credibility with the newcomers. Check out Bate Flynn's site for ideas. He's logged his entire progress of making money and even offers monthly income reports. I have a gray area product, not adult, basically related to electronic cigarettes. With Google and FB cracking down, where would be your best paid traffic sources alternatively? I am literally brand new to this and I apologize if this question seems naive. Even if I can get my ads on FB or Google, I'd be skirting around the rules and therefore losing control of my business. I know there are tons of other ways to get traffic.